Welcome to today's tutorial. I want to talk about polishing in direct sunlight on hot paint. Why would you ever want to do that? Well, you may have to do it. As a mobile detailer, I had to deal with direct sunlight on a daily basis. Now, the industry would have you believe that that's a big, fat, detailing no-no. Party foul, but what if I told you that the reason that's a party foul to most other expert detailers is because they're simply using inferior products. That is also one of the things I want to address in this video is ceramics. And one of the many winning attributes of this product, true waterborne technology. And what does that possibly have to do with polishing in direct sunlight? Well, let me demonstrate first. And here is the front end of our very cool Ferrari. Here is my Ryobi heat gun. I'm going to take a measurement on two places here. 156 degrees. Here, 132 degrees. Now you may think, wow, that's a pretty sharp contrast between here and there. Why is this registering now 158 degrees and that's lesser up there? Well, that's the subtle nuances. I can feel the difference here. This is hotter than that. This would eventually, if I kept, if I kept my hand here, my hand is starting to cook. I'm going to be working right here on this very hot paint. Couple reasons. One, it's the hottest part of the car I can find right now. And secondly, I want to show you as I work, one, how cool paint can look as you polish it to perfection. And secondly, just to show you how I'm able to polish in direct sunlight because of the unique chemistry of this polish. What I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of protection in the moment. I want to be able to polish this and just focus on this and not worry about the edge of that. I'm also going to be using a rotary polisher with a wool pad, the most aggressive type of buffer and pad that you can use in polishing paint. The standard operating procedure of this particular polish is this. You apply directly in the middle, you place it onto the panel, you infuse the polish into the pad. Now it's kind of like a artist's canvas, which this is the medium, the paint that you're using from. And then what you do is you go up onto an edge, and it's kind of like taking a paintbrush, dipping it into the big mixture of paint, and then you do the work that you're trying to do. So putting it back on center is me dipping my brush into the pool of paint. Then when I go up onto an edge, that's me taking that paint bristles and finessing my work, kind of like this. Right now I'm up on an edge. Now I need some more polish. I drop it down, and then I go back up on an edge to do the heavy lifting. Now I take my microfiber cloth and I wipe. Now what I did deliberately is I introduced what's called hologramming or buffer trails. That is a byproduct of using a rotary polisher. Now if I wanted to finish this out as best as I can with a wool pad, I actually wouldn't do that. I would switch to a foam pad right now, but I would still use the same polish. But I can finesse it to a higher level of perfection by keeping the pad flat and dialing it down to a lower speed setting. Right now it's on 800 RPMs, which is pretty darn low. And I'm only using, actually I'm not using any pressure. All I'm doing is controlling the buffer. And I'm letting that polish do what it's intended to do, which is scratch your way to perfection. So now, it looks much better. I don't actually see any hologramming from here, but I know that it is not perfect because I know through experience that on dark colored paint, I'm going to need to finesse it even tighter. So I'm going to reach for a dual action polisher. Foam pad, a little bit of polish on it. Now this will finesse any of those deeper scratches introduced by the rotary and the wool pad, and I can then finesse my way to an even higher level of perfection, which is removal of hologramming or buffer trails. Wipe it away. And now we have, whoa, I want to wet myself. I think I am getting physically aroused by the perfection, the depth, the clarity, the gloss, everything about this paint right now. All in direct sunlight. But wait, you say, Darren, how is that possible? That is such a party foul in the world of detailing. I can throw 100 videos at you where they'll teach you or talk about you've got to control the surface temperature of the paint. They'll talk about special pads that are engineered and cut and fabricated in special ways to help reduce surface heat buildup. It's a big problem. At least they'll tell you that's a big problem. What if I were to tell you that the bigger problem has to do with how those other garbage polishes and compounds are made? Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean you're using garbage compound or polish. I'm just saying that you might be using garbage compound or polish. See, this is what's called true waterborne technology. Now, I could really dig in very deeply and elaborate on all the chemistry of that. Let me try to keep this simple for you. This is true waterborne technology because the water molecule is the carrier for the other ingredients of this, specifically the abrasives of this. Water helps insulate the material as you're working. You want this to remain wet. So the hotter the temperature, the more you're going to have to apply this to your pad, the more you're going to have to finesse the moment. But it is safe with this. Maybe one of the ways you can test is smell your particular compound. You know what I smell? Nothing. No, literally, I smell nothing. It's that clean. It's that tight. It's made with very superior raw ingredients. What it most importantly is not made with is traditional heavy solvents. See, there's one of the biggest problems with those other versions that you can get, is the use of traditional heavy solvents. Those solvents will swell the paint. And at a level, swelling the paint is kind of a good thing in the context that if you have an inferior product made with outdated technology called diminishing abrasive technology, when you swell the paint, it allows those abrasive particles to do more good damage, meaning it produces results. It produces results quicker rather than slower. But those results may not necessarily be good results, they might just be quicker results. Let me elaborate a little bit more. So I can take any compound and any polish and I can produce results that I want, for the most part, because I have experience. But chances are I have more experience than you do, so therefore I would be able to finesse it in ways that you may not be able to finesse it. But I don't want you to have to go through that. I want you to perhaps embrace what I call my sure thing, which is ceramics. Because I know that it'll work on any car, any paint, any condition, direct lighting, shaded surfaces, it matters not, because of the unique chemistry of how this is made. Now, I know every company is going to tell you that they have unique chemistry, or they're going to label their product in unique ways with glorified terms that might sound sophisticated and glamorous. But at the end of the day, can it perform? Can it simplify your world? One polish will take you from heavy defect removal down to a swirl-free finish and it can do it in direct sunlight on very hot paint. Always check the links below. It will take you to my website where I elaborate even further on the details of any particular topic that you are interested in. With that said, if you learned even one thing today, give it a thumbs up. If you want to challenge me on anything, by all means, leave the comments below and I can then possibly address them in future videos. With that said, we will see you on the next video. Always check the links below where it'll take you to my website where I elaborate even further on the details on a given specific topic. If you even learned one thing in today's tutorial, give me a thumbs up. If you want to challenge me on anything you've heard me say in this video, by all means, leave it in the comments below. And hopefully, then in the future, I can address some of those challenges, some of those concerns of yours in future videos coming up. With that said, we will see you on the next video.